The thoughts and views and opinions expressed by the host of this podcast are for entertainment purposes only. Again, it is not that serious. It is as real as this world is, which is all a fake stage anyway. We are experienced professionals, so we don't encourage you to try to.
This is RonVoy.
This is Black Dot, the producer.
Big Rob, Brothers and Riches.
And we are 2BBlunt, leaving no stone left unturned, no leaf left unburned. We want to start something fun off of this episode before we get into some more elevated topics. Name the band. Who is the top 5 most influential MCs of all time?
My most influential, if you would ask me, no particular order. Tupac, Lil Wayne, Pluto, Future, the last two, 3-6 Mafia. Just because if you listen to how niggas rap now, like, or really if you want to be real, Lord Infamous, but not just be like, just that sound, that whole vibe, that yeah. Even though that's not just a person, that's a group. So I kind of cheated.
That counts.
And then, shit. You know what? Snoop.
Okay. Man, I think I want to run mine off. I'm gonna go with the Godson. Going with Nas. The way dude came in with that album with all the producers, with that flow that switched up the game.
I can dig that.
It was a game changer. I think I'm going with game changers. I think I'm also kind of piggyback off what you were saying, but switch it up. Not just Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna go with his influences. I'm gonna go with NWA. That group of brothers right there.
I'll give you that.
That group of they changed the game in a major
I'll give
way.
you that. I'll give
They
you
changed
that.
the game in a major way. And then I think I'm gonna have to go back. This is a personal favorite for me. I'm gonna go with Spitter. Spitter influenced the game, bro. Spitter influenced the game, dog. He's a mixtape legend. It's a whole pocket that I feel like stems from Spitter. If they don't stem directly from him, they influencing their game is coming straight from him. So, who else I got? I had somebody else on my list and I blanked out. I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. This one is added in at the last second because I forgot the other one. But shit, I think Missy should be in there.
Missy?
Yeah, you know what?
Missy's
It's
a
funny,
game
right?
changer for the
Yeah,
females,
yeah.
from her ways, her
Ooh.
intricate flows.
Man.
That motherfucker might stop and sing on your bitch ass.
Man.
And she gonna tap in, whoever tap in with her, they gotta hit.
But okay, so to double back, I could guess just to throw her in there, but amongst the female rappers, I gotta say Kim. Kim's definitely
That's what I
like
was
there.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? There's no Nicki, there's no Cardi, there's no Meg.
But there's a Missy
Well,
without Kim. There is a
There's
Missy without Kim.
That's what, but I'm
And,
saying how many people's actually doing? Missy was like,
Yeah, there's a
The
Missy without Kim.
contemporaries.
but I'm saying, but Missy was like, she did her own thing. She was more of an
Kim,
entertainer.
I'll give it to Kim. There's no slide on Kim, but I think I might put Missy in that female slide over Kim. And that's
I could dig that.
crazy to say for me because Kim is my #1 female MC. But just as an overall artist, influencers, yeah.
Just throw a little
Nah.
something in there.
Kim
Oh,
influenced some thoughts. Some
Hey.
thoughts walking around, some grown thoughts.
Hey,
Some grandmama
ain't
thoughts
nothing- ain't
walking
nothing
around
wrong
because
with
of
that.
Kim.
Ain't
Shout out
nothing
to the
wrong with
generations
that.
that
Ain't
she
nothing wrong with
influenced.
that.
Now don't get me wrong. But I got one more, and I'm trying to think of who that last slot go to. But part of me, I can't lie, because of my influence and the way it opened up my mind. I think I'm gonna say this one. Kid Cudi changed my mind. Kid Cudi got me there, cause I was in the box. I was such a New York music listening to nigga. I was such a Kid Cudi put some melody in my life, put some little hit beat twist. Yeah, Kid Cudi.
Cudi changed the way I even listen to hip hop.
But
Cudi
you
changed
got,
the way I
to
listen
throw
to
his
music.
mentor out there too, Ye. Because there would be no
Well-
Cudi without Ye. Ye really opened up like, all right, you ain't gotta be a thug, you ain't gotta be a gangster.
So I think Ye might have been the source that put him on, but I think, man, some artists, I think they would have been there without them. You know what I'm saying? Influence.
But I'm saying, like, if Kanye wasn't around to actually open up the door to be on some, like, so-called weirdo shit.
I give you all the credit in the world on that one. Kanye,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Kanye,
like, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't a hustler, if you ain't a thug, you wouldn't.
Kanye, in so many ways, has right to have that slot over Kid Cudi. Just me and my own personal list of what influenced me.
For sure.
I gotta rock with Cudi if I'm being real with myself. No tough shit, just gotta rock with Cudi.
What about you, boy, Yash?
Shit. I'm gonna do mine in order. For my legs who influenced the game, Jay's number one. When you put the stats next to anybody, I look at Jay as like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to, you want to talk about the business aspect, the lyrical aspect, the street savvy, the album wise, the just record label.
Hey, bro, do check all the
lists. Like,
he check all the lists.
He check all the boxes.
Check the whole list.
Every single box.
Who's number two?
Number two, and it's gonna throw a lot of niggas off, but I stand on Rakim, number two.
I understand that.
Rakim is number two.
I think I started my hip hop list right after Rakim.
I was about to say, yeah, because Rakim, he was definitely most influential to the cats that came after him, like right after,
You gotta understand, like, before Ra, everybody was rapping like Run DMC.
I was about to say, niggas wasn't rapping like him.
No, for sure.
Everybody was rapping like Run DMC.
For sure.
And if it wasn't with Rod, there would not be a Jay, there would not be a Nas.
I'm sitting here in the garage with my
head.
I don't care what the
business goes on. Like, other MCs might have them in a lot of other areas, but as far as the product, which is the flow in itself, that is God MC. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Ra. Next up, I gotta go with Tupac, number three. As far as the work ethic, able to do movies, film, and music at a high level, from the passion to put your life in the real life in the lyrics, to the revolutionary insights and the consciousness into it. It's hard to compare. If Pac, I think if Pac would have lived longer than he did, he would be number one. Absolutely.
It's a good chance of that. He had a lot of adversity to overcome with that motherfucking death row shit he was wrapped up in. And I really believe that, man, if life would have kept going for that dude, man, I think it was some financial troubles heading his way. I think they was tearing his money up. I think that was on his ass. I mean, that's a side note, but
he had a lot, because you understand, like, that man died at 25, and he did more in his career.
Wasn't it 24?
24. No, Big died at 25.
25.
I thought it was 24.
It's 24. He died at 24. Big died at 25.
He had accomplished more in 24 years than niggas did in 40 years.
And what people
music.
And what is hard to really put into perspective with Pac. Man, y'all know that brother was only out of jail and with death row for 6 months?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
All that legendary history ass shit was a 6 month time.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm talking about day after day in the you in the tabloids, you in the newspaper. There ain't no social media. That shit, you really ring it off for 6 months. Changed the world in that 6 months.
And then number 4, I gotta go. Number 4, I gotta go Big. I go Big at number 4. Just for, that man, he only released. People still don't understand that Big only released 2 albums before he died.
Yeah, that border game don't really count.
Yeah, but I mean, what did he?
What he influenced? We can go down the list of what
I
we
mean,
just said.
he wasn't on my list, but I can vouch for that all day long to the point where I'm like, damn, like, I ain't put my favorite artist on the list.
I still got a 5, and it's like to me, it's a tie. 5 is a tie between Ye and Wayne.
Okay.
It's a tie.
Okay.
Just because, like you were saying, nobody had the image like niggas wasn't even smiling in photos before Kanye West.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye
Right.
made it cool to not needing to have a rap sheet and be able to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like he made that like fresh to death and still street at the same time, but still like street conscious at the same time because he had all the street niggas on his beats. And then but Wayne, of course, is like all these little rappers are coming out there and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, and then niggas like Wayne, bro, he's really the leader of the shit. Question, that was a side note off camera. Today, in today's time, are there more Lil Waynes walking around or more Kanye's walking around? Well, I mean, think about it, bro. Because my answer at first was more Lil Wayne's, but then I thought about it a little bit. You got a million walking around with tattoos and dreads. You know what I'm saying?
But hold up. You gotta
I know,
think about
hold up,
how
that's
many
what
of
I'm
these
saying.
niggas out here wearing bow ties.
How many niggas is walking around wearing Kanye clothes?
Polo,
Yeezys,
all that.
All kind of shit.
Nigga, I'm wearing some Kanye shit right now. You want me $1,000?
Niggas ain't posting up in truck fit no more.
Nah, never was.
I'm saying though, how many people are walking around in Yeezys?
I'm just saying though.
Couldn't
the
even
same
find truck
motherfuckers
fit.
walking around in Yeezys got dreads and tattoos.
Yep.
So it's really a lot.
Subject. You know, one person or group that I wish would have been more influential, and not because they weren't more influential. I just wish the world would have accepted them, embraced them, and we could have took their torch and ran with it. Public Enemy.
It's only a matter of time for like there's gonna be a new revolutionary of revolution music, and it's coming because y'all hear recently of NBA YoungBoy came out with an interview with Billboard journalist, but he's saying how he hoped that God give him a second chance to redeem himself for making so much deaf music.
Acknowledging it and trying to do better is enough.
Then I feel like the new generation is going to see the era. They're going to try to lead the next generation away from that path. Watching this 19 Keys interview, shout out to the King, where he was saying rebellious period, when he was younger, rebellious phase of a man is very important, but for the development of to really see what he really truly does believe in. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go through that rebellious phase, you rejecting and questioning what you've been taught is true. What you taught is what you're supposed to believe in.
Put you out there to figure it out.
Exactly. So, what do y'all think about that?
Shit, man, that's the most crucial part of a man's life. Shit, you gotta like push the limit to see how far you can go. You know what I'm saying? Like what's real? Like shit, I know me personally. Y'all know me personally. Like, I pushed that hoe to the motherfucking to the edge, bro. Cause like, when you get to the point where you finally figure out that everything they pretty much taught you was bullshit, or half bullshit and half true, you like, damn, what the fuck? Really? Make a nigga damn near go crazy in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But
well, I know
that's just me speaking from my from where I'm coming from. Imagine, you know, someone from wrong way.
This nigga over here saying he pushed and you still pushing.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna keep pushing. Every goddamn day. You sure right. You ain't lying.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta always have a rebellious side to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a phase, it's gotta, you know what I'm saying, still be with you, you gotta carry it with you, especially when you know how to master it and, you know. But ultimately, man, I feel like I had a rebellious phase, but during that phase, man, I was just talking to my bro earlier today, I didn't realize during that time frame that Man, my intentions was all right. It was pure as hell, but my mentality was all wrong. You know what I'm saying? It really took me to go through it, take my lumps, figure out what was right, what was wrong, even with those right intentions, to understand what that right straight line was. You gotta have that rebellious phase. Man.
I always kind of look people side eye that just accepted that just kind of accepted what they were told and then asked no questions. And just,
You don't believe in no conspiracy theory?
Well,
well, me being a father, I would hope to bless my kids with a life that, you know, is that fortunate. But as long as they have that awareness of what the other side is, you know, be wild and young. If you want to consider that your rebellious phase, then, you know, great, get it out your system. But, you know, if I could make it to where they ain't got too many bad lumps and bruises that's really got to stick with them, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing, man. Like, don't wild out. Like bro was just saying, man, push that limit, but don't wild out, and definitely live life vicariously. If you want to be in some shit and be rebellious, man, if somebody right next to you is doing that shit, man, take that as your experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, and live and understand and learn from their mistakes and their wins.
And to piggyback off what you're saying, like I think, you know, I forgot where I saw this, but there was like a parent coach that was talking to adults, telling them how to raise their child successfully and to be a leader, you know what I'm saying, in a world full of followers. And she said that it's important for us to raise our children to be cautious of the world but not fearful of it, to take calculated smart risks and not just reckless risks. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So I think that's what, but usually it's like either extreme, where you raise your child to be hella reckless, you feel me? Or, you know, scared of every little thing, scared to jump off of any porch. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a baby step. That's a lesson that needs to be transferred to the new generation.
But one thing I gotta say though is everybody has their path.
Yeah.
So we don't have the right to say which path is the best path or the better path.
That's why I say I stuck up my
You came here to live here to do what the fuck you came here to do. You chose your path before you even came into a body. Now that's a discussion for another time. We ain't gonna talk about all that shit. But basically, like, yo.
Well, you being rebellious does not have to mean that you being reckless. It could just mean that you questioning, you know, life and what's going at you. You ain't gotta go by the traditional narrative. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to find your own path.
Well, see, the thing is
automatically carved out for you. Because your circumstances, your environment can really carve out your life.
Well, see, the thing is there's two different kind of recklessness. So some people, being reckless is driving a little drunk.
Yeah.
To other people, being reckless is going out there and, you know, being a stick-up kid or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
throwing all your pockets and shit.
I will say, during whatever you feel like your reckless phase is, if you can acknowledge that you in that phase, man, just know also, man, that's prime time. Shit, if you could channel that energy into some good stuff, into something real, something that could carry with you versus a charge that can carry with you or some habit, man, that's where it's at. That's
because some people's reckless is just throwing all their money in Bitcoin. See what happens.
You're exactly right. Reckless can mean anything, bro. Like,
now, mind you know, I paid off for a lot of for a few motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Man, some of the best risks I took was some of my best moments, or the craziest risks, should I say, my best moments. Like, I don't think you was there, Kenny, but you was definitely there because the story is about your ass. They had trees in Dallas. Shout out to trees, man. We love trees. That's our little playground. You know, we have a good time every time something go down there. We know the whole layout. We know what a dressing room, green room, whatever you want to call it. We know what door is the door. So the whole night we get in there, we peeping game the whole night. The whole night ain't nothing but risk. Cause we just doing shit. We feel like we supposed to be there. We feel like we know. All we gotta do is get in there and say a few names, and they gonna show love. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no ill intent, but it's all a risk until it's good. Man, we find a door. We sitting outside the door waiting on, you know what I'm saying, that little go moment. We look up. Boom. Westside Gun, Stove God Cooks, Danger. Everybody just standing behind us. They done came through a whole different way. And sure enough, they go in the door that we waiting outside because we know that's where they gonna be at. Man, we like, bet. Door opened up, we tried to get in, it didn't work, you know what I'm saying? Well, we knock on the door. They like, not right now, whatever. Door opened up, somebody else is walking. Bro looked right at me and said, hey, next time that door open up, we walking in. I'm looking at him like, bro, you know we gonna get jumped as soon as we walk in that motherfucker, or it's gonna be a night to remember for life. And I know he ain't bullshitting. He walking in that motherfucker. And I'm like, man, I'm not leaving them hanging for one, and I'm not missing that moment for two. So we ain't no three. We going up in there. Man, that door opened up, man. My boy with all the confidence in the world just walked right up in there. Hey, I'm my voyage, goddamn shit. And that shit worked.
If you can talk to your 16-year-old self,
16,
30 minutes, what would you tell yourself?
16.
don't sell drugs.
The flip side of that, you know what I would have told myself, my 16-year-old self?
Yeah.
I would have hit myself with that Robin Harris. I'd be like, man, keep your mind off them gals and on them hooks. Meaning, put your mind on that music.
The hooks instead of the books.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, I mean, I know I have musical genius, but the thing is like, if I was on it and developed it at that time, where I had, cause you know, doing it when you're older, when you got so much more shit on your plate, and not only that, like your boys and your peoples got so much shit on their plate too. So, you know, they, even when they want to support you like they want to, they might not have the focus and time to, like, you know what I'm saying, run behind you when you need them. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, like, you know, when people get in bands and groups and do the music thing when they're young, it feel like an army, because they all ain't doing shit but doing school and maybe a little side hustle. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is going towards the music, you know? And so that's what I would tell my 16-year-old self, because I feel like if I was on that path and I really would have took it. I mean, I was doing music back then. I was DJing, I was chopping, screwing shit, I was doing little tapes and shit when we had tapes and all of that. But I was messing with it instead of really like making it a hobby, instead of fucking being on Smash Brothers or females.
I mean,
shit like that. You know
that's the beautiful thing about being able to like go to the internet now.
Yeah.
Cause back then, like the first time I ran into motherfucking Fruity Loops was 2004,
Right.
5. It wasn't no YouTube University where you can just, hey, how do I make book? You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to,
I was like, what the
got
fuck
to,
is a sound card?
Nigga, I'm looking at that shit looking like some goddamn science and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I looking at type shit? You know what I'm saying? I tried to read the little manual, the how to. That's what you have to do. The how to. They had a little how to. You know what I'm saying? You go on that motherfucker and try to figure it out. But you know, I didn't have the patience and shit. So I said, fuck it.
Didn't have a mentor.
You know?
Didn't have none of that.
It's a few things I would have went back and just really honed in on.
Nah, for real.